YouTube, welcome in. I'm Ecks, and it is now time for week 15 of the NFL season here in 2025. And let's see what I did last week. Last week, I didn't do a great. I went 8-6, and still fourth in last place in my pick'em league. The better half is only like one or two games behind now. Austin and Rockstar are fighting over first place, and I am way down in fourth. In fact, let me just show you real quick. If it'll let me, there we go. Yep, the better half is now in third with one game behind, and Rockstar is in second. 2 games behind Austin, who's in first. And I'm way down there with 123 wins. So I am, 11 games away from first place. Let's see if I can catch up this week. All right. Week 15. I'm not sure why it's telling me I'm early. All right, week 15. Thursday Night Football. Tomorrow night we have the NFC South matchup between the Atlanta Falcons, who are 4-9, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are 7-6. And I don't know. I mean, both of these teams, neither one of these teams are, doing amazing right now. Both pretty mid. But I'm going to go with the better team, the team that has been doing better in total, as they're 7-6, and I believe first in their division. And I think the Falcons have been. No. It looks like the Falcons actually still have a chance to win the division. Not a good chance, but still a chance. Up next, we have the Cleveland Browns at 3-10, taking on the 9-4 Chicago Bears, and this should be an easy match, easy win for Chicago, as they're at home and top of their division, top of the NFC. Actually, I think they got knocked down. That's right. They got knocked down when they lost to the Packers last week. So they're no longer at the top of anything. They're the 7th seed. 7th and final seed. Up next, we have an AFC North matchup between the 6-7 Baltimore Ravens and the 4-9 my Cincinnati Bengals, who still have a chance to win the division and make the playoffs. That much of a chance. That much of a chance, but it's still a chance. So I'm going to pick the Bengals, and let's hope we can beat the Ravens and move one step closer. Let's hope Pittsburgh loses as well, because both of those teams are ahead of us in the division. And we now have an AFC West matchup between the 9-4 Los Angeles Chargers and the 6-7 Kansas City Chiefs. I never thought I would see 6-7 Kansas City Chiefs led by Patrick Mahomes, but I'm okay with it. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, especially the defense, really brought it to the Philadelphia Eagles last week, this past Monday. And I don't think they'll be able to do that to the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to sweep the Chiefs, because the Chargers already beat every team in the division once. However, I don't think they're going to sweep the Chiefs. The Chiefs are just too good. They're not playing well at all, but they're still a good team. and I can't in good standing pick the Chargers to sweep the Chiefs. Not yet, at least. Maybe next year. Up next, we have an AFC East matchup between the 9-4 Buffalo Bills and the 11-2 New England Patriots. And I don't think the Patriots are going to sweep the Bills. They had one crazy good victory a few weeks ago. Actually, I think they've won 10 in a row. So they were 1-2 and they haven't lost since. I think they started it by beating the Bills. But coming off a bye week in New England, I don't think I don't think the Patriots are going to sweep the Bills. They might sweep the Jets, they might sweep the Dolphins, but the Bills are one of those top tier teams in the AFC. Up next, we got the Washington Commanders taking on the New York Giants, rather, in an NFC East matchup. Both of these teams have been eliminated from playoff contention. So it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to go with the Giants. I think Jackson Dart he's pretty good. He's just throwing dots, Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have Cam Scatterbo. He doesn't have Malik Neighbors with him. He's got Theo Johnson, though. Theo Johnson is a really good tight end. And, and I don't know what is going on in Washington. Zach Ertz is out for the remainder of the season. Jaden Daniels is hurt again. They should just sit Jaden and just let Mariota go on for the rest of the season. Win, lose, draw, it doesn't matter. They're already out of the playoffs. They're already in, I believe, a top 5 draft pick. So are the Giants, for that matter. But I think the Giants are taking this one. Up next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at 2-11 taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at 8-5. And the Super Bowl defending champions are going to win this one. I am not going to be with the 2% who picked the Raiders. That is insane. And if they did that, they probably spent money on it. I did not. Up next, we have the New York Jets taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jets are 3-10. The Jags are 9-4. And I think the Jags are just that much better. Just, that much better than the Jets. Just good all around team. They really do. I may be a Jags hater, or at least a Fabio hater, but all in all, they got a pretty good team. Definitely better than the Jets. Up next, we have the 3-10 Arizona Cardinals taking on the 8-5 Houston Texans. The Texans, who defeated the Chiefs last week, they're going to defeat another red team this week. I don't foresee the Cardinals doing anything. I mean, obviously they're going to do something, but I can't say obviously. The Vikings just got absolutely shut out. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen week to week, especially in this crazy season. But I think that the Texans have a very good chance of winning that division. They just have to do better. You just got to meet up with the Jags and the Colts, I believe. Actually, they might be ahead of the Jags. Up next, we have the Green Bay Packers at 9-3-1, taking on the Denver Broncos at 11-2. This, in my opinion, is the match of the week. The game of the week, rather. Super Bowl preview, maybe? Could be. I'm going to go with the Packers. I think Micah Parsons is going to feast on Bo Nix. Bo Nix, I've realized if you rush Bo Nix, he's not as good. He is a really good quarterback, but when he's under pressure all the time, and that's when they lose. That's when they start getting behind. That's when the defense has to step up. Defense has done a really good job of stepping up. However, I think the Packers are just that step above. Um, they're just that one step above, and I think that they're walking away with the victory this week. Up next, we got the Detroit Lions at 8-5 taking on the Los Angeles Rams at 10-3. This also could be the game of the week. I'm gonna go Detroit. Detroit has been very hit or miss this season, and the Rams have been very consistent. But any given Sunday, this will be my one underdog pick. Well, okay, my second one because of course the Bengals. Bengals will always be my underdog pick. Up next, we have an NFC South matchup between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. And yeah, the Saints are not good. Tyler Shuck is not the answer, or at least maybe they just need like an offensive line or better receivers. I don't know. I'm not a Saints fan. I haven't watched much Saints, so I don't actually know what their issue is. I just know they're not very good. The Panthers weren't supposed to be good this year, but they're 7-6, on their way to be 8-6, in my opinion. So yeah, they're gonna keep vying for that spot for the division. Up next, we have the 2-11 Tennessee Titans taking on the 9-4 San Francisco 49ers. And I'm sorry, if the 49ers do lose, they don't deserve to be in the playoffs. And they should be kicked out immediately by an actual good team. The Titans should be better than they are, but I don't think Cam Ward is that good. Tony Pollard is great. Chikakonkwo is great. Chimera or Chimray DK. I think he's going to be really good in the coming years. But I don't think they have a snowball's chance in hell of beating the 49ers this week. Up next, we have the Indianapolis Colts at 8-5 taking on the 10-3 Seattle Seahawks. And I don't like the chances of the Colts with the old man coming back. Phillip Rivers, I was never a fan of Phillip Rivers throughout his 20-year career. I always thought he was overrated. And now he's old. So he's not going to have the arm strength. He's not going to have the vision. He's not going to have the athleticism. And the Seahawks are going to run away with this one. And the Colts are just going to start plummeting. Sunday night football game between the Minnesota Vikings, who are 5-8, and the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-1. Dallas, very hit or miss. The Vikings, what happened? The Vikings should have kept Sam Darnold. And because he was apparently their savior. I can't believe I'm saying that. But, I mean, they made Kirk Cousins look amazing. They made Sam Darnold look amazing, although Sam Darnold did go to Seattle and still he's doing really well. But I mean, I will gladly get rid of T. Higgins or Yoshivas or Charlie Jones for Jay Jettis. I don't foresee that happening. We actually need more defense than offense. Our offense is great. However, If you have all LSU, Burrow, Jettis, Chase, all LSU guys, then the Bengals would be the top team. Nobody could beat us. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys though. I just, you know, that offense is very high powered, just like the Bengals. I guess their defense is just stepping up more than ours is. That's the only thing I can think of. And for the Monday night football game, we have the 6-7 Miami Dolphins taking on the 7-6 Pittsburgh Steelers. I will not root for the Steelers. Maybe the last week of the season, we might need them to win. Depends on how Baltimore does. Actually, we need Baltimore to win, I think. I don't know. I'll figure that out then. There's only a few weeks left of the season anyways. And I'm just going to go with 32 points here. Comment down below. Let me know why your team should win this week. Let me know how many did I predict correctly this week. Like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. And see you in the next one.